The great businessman and author Harvey Mackay tells the story of a king who was searching for someone to teach his horse to fly. And as he was searching, it happened that his guards one day brought to him a beggar who had been caught in the act of stealing a loaf of bread and therefore must be sentenced to death. And as the king is about to pass judgment, the beggar shouts out, "Oh, great king, spare me. Spare my life. Grant me but 2 years, and I will teach your horse to fly." And the king says, "So granted, let it be." And as the guards were walking out with the beggar, they turned to him and said, "How can this be? What are you doing? No one can teach a horse to fly." And the beggar says, "Well, in 2 years I may be dead, or the king may be dead, or I may teach the horse to fly." See, the leadership principle here that both the king and the beggar followed was buy yourself time. Don't make a decision until you have to. And you may be thinking, well, that kind of flies in the face of another basic leadership principle, which is make a decision versus not make a decision, something that we see far too much of, people not making decisions. But what I'm suggesting is make the decision when you need to. Buy yourself time until you need to. Don't make it before you need to, so that you can use that time to gather information, to make a better decision. Now, yes, at some point you need to make the decision. We've talked about you can't steer a parked car. You got to get going. You got to get started, and then you can correct as you need to, but make the decision to at least start. And so they're not incompatible principles. One is make a decision when you need to, but make sure you need to, and buy yourself the time in the meantime to gather as much information as you can to make the best decision.